So I'm just gonna apologize right now because I'm pretty sure you're gonna hear my cats because they're kind of bickering. So yeah, you might hear little meows. But we're gonna get started. I did write a little list. It did write a little list of the things I'm gonna need on this board. So I'm kind of just gonna put this in front of me. I'm gonna use a cup of melted butter, 1.5 cups brown sugar. It calls for light brown sugar. I use regular, I want to say medium or dark brown sugar, and it tasted fine. You need 1.5 cups of that. You need 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 1 tablespoon of milk, and 1 teaspoon of salt. And then for the flour is 2 1/4 cups. It does make a decent amount, which you're gonna see in the end, but we're just gonna get started. So I did melt my butter already. I have it right here. So we're just gonna add. All right, so we have our flour already in the oven baking at 350 degrees for 12 minutes, and I just have that spread out on a sheet with parchment paper because it is easier to kind of fold the parchment paper and get it into your bowl. So right now we have our melted butter. We are going to do the 1.5 cups of brown sugar. That kind of just flopped in there. Then our 2 teaspoons of vanilla, which I'm not even sure if I have 2 teaspoons in here. I just have to smell it. I only have one. It's almost 2. We'll make it work. A tablespoon of milk and a teaspoon of salt. So 1 tablespoon of milk. I have it here. I don't know if you could see me holding the other one. And a teaspoon of salt. And then we are going to mix that together. I don't even know what attachment this is called, but it looks like a leaf. And again, this is the Mern King stand mixer. So that's gonna look super weird this time because my butter is completely melted. The last time I made it, it was definitely thicker when I did this step. But like I said, I don't want to have those little tiny bits of butter in my cookie dough just because it looks neater, not that it had a problem with the taste. So you can do anything with this cookie dough. Well, it was my husband's idea, full credit to him. He said make a caramel, he said caramel macchiato. You might as well call it a caramel mocha cookie dough. So we are going to be using these huge caramel chips. Unfortunately, I don't have anything smaller. I could chop them up, but I might chop them up. And then I have a little bit of espresso chips left. Not too many of those. So I also had instant coffee left from another recipe. I did like a mocha sour cream mocha bundt cake with a caramel drizzle for Christmas, which was really, really good. But I use the granules. I'm not going to break them down. I'm going to let it stay that crystal. It'll give it like a crunch to the cookie dough. Hopefully that's I'm hoping that's a good choice, because if I do say like use milk to make them dissolve down, it will affect the texture, and I didn't want to do that, so we'll see. So now we just have to wait on the flour, and then we are going to pour in our flour. So if you see my oven back there still on, it's because I'm actually going to be doing some scones next. Not sure which flavor, but you will see that video next week. I'm not really sure if I'm going to I'm not really sure if I'm going to stick to a specific day every week. But for now, I'm trying my best to start doing one video a week. Obviously, you're going to have 3 weeks in a row at this point. So, yeah, we'll just try to keep that trend going. And if I can get on board with recording several videos in one go, then it's definitely more feasible for me. I already had kind of something come up for tomorrow where it was going to ruin recording, but I was like, hey, I can do it at nighttime. So here we are. Hope you guys are enjoying these videos. Hope you will come back next week to see scones, because they're one of my favorite things. Alright, still a little bit warm, so I'm going to let it cool down just a little bit. Just so when I put the chips in, they don't melt. Not that it changes the flavor, but obviously it changes some of that texture and the look of it. But here we go. Nice and crumbly. I'm not sure if all the what I'm seeing is flour. Some of it might be the butter pieces, but overall looking pretty good. I think I'm actually going to pop this in the freezer for a minute or two just so I don't have to wait too long. Smells really good. I have instant coffee. So at first I thought, you know, the crunchiness would not be the greatest, but I realized people eat chocolate covered espresso beans, so wouldn't be so bad. So we're gonna add a little bit of these in, kind of judge of how it looks. See if I'm gonna add more. We do have our espresso chips, which I'm gonna add now because I don't mind if they melt down. We'll just see if these do melt to kind of gauge if I can put the caramel in. No chip left behind. Alright, there we go. I'm gonna put more. So I did decide to chop up some of my caramel bits, that way they weren't super big, because we're gonna have little bites of cookie dough. Honestly, in terms of measurement, maybe about a half a cup was caramel, maybe 1/4 espresso chips, and I don't know if I could measure out the instant coffee, but I kind of like just to play around when it comes to the extra added ingredients in these things, because in general I'm not comfortable with playing around with baking recipes right now since I'm pretty new to it. Alright, it's pretty grainy. Grab my parchment paper that I used and I dump it out onto here. So it looks like a mess. Kind of fold it onto each other. I don't want to use too much of my hands because the warmth in my hands might melt some of the chips. I have like a loaf looking thing here, and I have a cookie scoop, and I'm just going to be scooping it into this little jar. Going to kind of pack it in, and then drop it in here. So this is what we got. If you leave them I usually leave them in the fridge. They do get hard, but when you bite them, like, it's not like a bad hard, I guess you would say. But it's not going to be the same as eating, like, if you left them out for a few minutes, which you could do. So I am going to just keep repeating this till we get these little half balls of cookie dough. Alright guys, so this is our end result. We have these little mocha caramel cookie dough balls. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope I'm going to see you next week for the scones. So thumbs up, leave me comments down below for other things you want to see me attempt. This is my second time making it. The scones I'm definitely more used to making, but I thought it would still be fun to share this on my channel. So yeah. See you guys soon. Okay, bye. Editing Erica. Edit this out.